We have developed a short list of best practices for using Respondus Lockdown Browser as a faculty member. These tips and tricks will help you use Respondus effectively every time. We also have a companion video for using Respondus as a student that provides tips for students on what they can do ahead of time and on the day of the test to make sure that Respondus runs as smoothly as possible. Check it out here. First and foremost, let Questrom ITS know if you plan to use Respondus Lockdown Browser. Besides being generally nosy, we like to know when people are using Respondus so we can help out. We've used Respondus Lockdown Browser before, and we want you to benefit from our experience. We can review your test ahead of time to avoid common problems, help set up a practice test, be on hand during the practice test to help students become familiar with Respondus Lockdown Browser, as well as be on hand to troubleshoot issues during the actual test. We can also reserve several ITS laptops with Respondus installed in case a student needs a backup computer partway through the test. Mostly, we want to make sure that Respondus Lockdown Browser works as smoothly as possible for you and your students. Second, have students take an ungraded practice test before the real thing. Why? Well, a practice test ahead of time does several things. It makes sure that students have downloaded the application ahead of time, saving time on test day. It ensures that students are familiar with how to use the application on test day, which reduces anxiety, and it highlights any major technical issues ahead of time. Any issues that arise during the practice test can be addressed before the real test, reducing the potential for technology-related problems during the test. We strongly encourage you to do a practice test. Practice tests should be conducted using the exact same computer the student plans on using for the actual test. Third, add an exit password to your Respondus Lockdown Browser test in Questrom Tools. Hopefully you'll never need it, but an exit password is really useful if something does go wrong during a test. It allows you as the instructor to leave the lockdown browser and exit the secure exam environment without submitting the student's test. If the student is having problems with his or her computer, logging out of Respondus will allow you or ITS to resolve the issue. The student can then log in to Respondus to finish the test on his or her own machine or on another computer at a later time if needed. Make the password something easy to remember and generic. Don't use your Kerberos password. Fourth, have a few ITS laptops on hand as backups during the test. Chances are you won't need them, but it's always good to have backups just in case something goes wrong with the student's computer. ITS has laptops you can borrow for your test that already have Respondus installed. Laptops should be checked out ahead of time from the Open Access Lab in room 328. ITS appreciates a few days' notice before any laptop request, so we can make sure that the laptops we're loaning you are fully updated. Make sure to mention that you need laptops with Respondus installed. Fifth, follow all of Questrom ITS's best practices for using tests and quizzes recommendations, both in general and also with Respondus. We've made a lot of tests and quizzes and worked with lots of faculty too. This list is designed to prevent common problems that we've seen here at Questrom. If you have any questions about using tests and quizzes or would like someone to walk you through it ahead of time, please contact Questrom ITS at questromhelp@bu.edu. We're always happy to give you a quick intro to tests and quizzes or to look over your test settings ahead of time. Next, be familiar with our troubleshooting guide. We've created a one-page guide to help you solve common problems during the test. It's a great resource to be familiar with and to have on hand during a test. ITS is happy to respond to issues during a test, but often the faculty member can resolve issues quicker if ITS is not in the testing room. We're happy to go over the guide with you ahead of time, too. Have suggestions to add to the list? Questions? Let us know. Get in touch with Questrom ITS by emailing questromhelp@bu.edu. Thank you.